youth. Isn't it the best to go out there into the NHL point scoring race and see younger guys doing their thing and putting up the points and putting themselves on the map? It's great, isn't it? Especially when you go out there and you filter by certain draft years. If you go over to the 2019 draft and you take a look at guys in that season's worth of players and how they're doing in the NHL today, you'll see some of the pretty much expected names at the top of the list. Right now you have Cole Caulfield and Jack Hughes as number 1 and number 2. Kirby Dach is also here, so Montreal, y'all are getting a pretty good dose of 2019 draftees. And then you have a few other names that follow as well. But what if I told you that one of the guys on this particular list of 2019 drafted players is indeed the best rookie so far in the National Hockey League? He plays for a team that you all thought was going to be pretty bad, but don't worry, I thought they were going to be bad too. And this player kind of came out of nowhere as a guy that wasn't really a top-round pick. He didn't have the most linear development path out there, and now, all of a sudden, he seems to be a legitimate contender for the Calder Trophy. As you go down the list of 2019 drafted players and their point production thus far, from Caulfield and Hughes, you have Kirby Dach. From Dach, you have Trevor Zegras, Boldy, and Arthur Kaliev. Next up is Dylan Cousins, and right after him is one Matias Maccelli. Now, Maccelli is a really interesting name because when you look at all the guys drafted in 2019 on this list, they're all pretty highly profiled names except for Maccelli. All of these guys, except for Arthur Kaliev and Nick Robertson, were first-round caliber guys. And you could even debate that Kaliev and Robertson should have gone in the first round, it's just they didn't because other issues in their game. Okay, for Robertson, it wasn't really his game, it's the fact that he was small. But for Matias Maccelli, he kind of had a similar thing going on right here. He's 5'11", 165 as a left-handed left-wing player, drafted, as we had said, in the 4th round by the Arizona Coyotes, 98th overall. Born October 14th, 2000, he was a guy who, in his draft season's worth of play, was playing in the Dubuque Fighting Saints system in the USHL. There, he had 72 points in 62 games played and 5 points in 6 games in the playoffs. Now, for Maccelli, that's a really good set of numbers. It's just, there were concerns at the time about his work ethic, his pace. He wasn't really the fastest guy out there. He didn't really play with the most concern that all the prospects would display. And so, even though he had great numbers, there were a lot of reasons that scouts did not want to take this guy too. Even though he was ranked to go a lot higher than 98th overall, you could see that Elite Prospects had him at number 63, Central Scouting had him at 51, Future Considerations and McKean's, they had him at 186 and 131. So that definitely is not a great draft position, so the fact that he was taken somewhere in the middle makes sense. After playing junior hockey, he went over to the Ilves team in the Finnish league, having himself 30 points in 43 games played over there. So right away, he was showing off that he was a capable point producer at a top pro men's league. It's why he was given opportunities to represent Team Finland internationally. He had 5 points in 7 games played for the World Junior squad in 2020. And the next season, he was also at a pretty good point rate in Ilves once again. But in 2021-2022, he made his way over to North America, playing 23 games with the regular Arizona Coyotes and not actually fulfilling his status as a rookie. He played fewer than 25 games, meaning that this season of 21-22, where he had 6 points in this 23-game sample, yeah, no, that doesn't count as his rookie year, fam. It's like Michael Bunting all over again. He has another rookie season under his belt. To top it all off, though, last year in the AHL, he had 57 points in 47 games played for the Tucson Roadrunners, really showing off that his playmaking, his offensive productivity, his IQ, it translated very well to North America. This is the June 2022 report written by Keith Duggan of Maccelli and his season last year. After basically forcing the Coyotes to recall him in March, racking up 18 points during 10 February games will do that, propelling him to 3rd in AHL scoring. Maccelli got off to a strong start in Arizona. He put up 5 points in his first 7 games playing in the Coyotes' top 6, and then he went ice cold, scoring only 1 assist in the next 16 games before returning to the AHL. Despite playing only 47 games for Tucson, though, Maccelli still led the team in points with 57, and they struggled mightily without him in the lineup. As his scoreless streak with Arizona last season showed, he needs more development time before Maccelli is ready for full-time NHL duty, but he's close and has top 6 potential. But right away, based off of what we're seeing this season, Matias Maccelli has gone out there and shown to everybody that he is pretty much ready, or at least he's as ready as you can be, because in the 14-game sample that he's played with the Arizona Coyotes, it's going to be 15 later today, Maccelli has himself 1 goal, 9 assists for 10 total points on the year. He is tied for second in team points with Shane Gostisbehere and behind Clayton Keller. And if you go over to the rookie race, you'll see that Matias Maccelli is number 1 undisputed amongst the crop of first-year eligible players. Shane Pinto, Matty Beniers, JJ Peterka, and Cole Perfetti round out the top of this list over here. And when it comes to assists, it's only really Kalen Addison, Owen Power, and Jake Sanderson, 3 defensemen who are all up there too. Caden Cooley happens to be next as well, which is kind of interesting to me, noting that it's all defensemen getting assists as rookies this season. To top it all off, the Arizona Coyotes also have Dylan Guenther as the 7th overall point production guy, tied with Power, Cooley, McTavish, and Jake Sanderson, so having 2 players on the top of this list definitely is great for an Arizona team that is actually in the playoff hunt right now. They're not in the dance. If you started everything today, they are technically not included, but they are 2 points removed from being in the final wild card, which is kind of mind-boggling to me when you acknowledge how bad Arizona has been the past few seasons, and just everything they've gone through. They are this good already, and it's only been a little bit of time since they started taking on everybody's bad contracts while getting some extra draft capital in the process. You also have yourselves the fact that the Coyotes are the only team, I think, to score 2 or more goals in every game this season, which is kind of wild, but then you acknowledge that multiple games like that have been 6-2-ish kind of losses, but either way, this team is scoring goals, and Karel Vejmelka is doing his part in helping this team win games, oddly enough. Like, I had to drop Matt Murray in my fantasy league because the guy got injured really quickly, and one of the only goalies available, and the one that was getting added the most amongst all the people on Yahoo, was Karel Vejmelka, and I was like, okay, well, Arizona, I mean, is better than nothing, right? So we'll take him. And he's been doing pretty well. He's been winning me games, honestly, and giving me points. So Arizona, keep on doing your thing. Matias Maccelli, keep on doing your thing. He is a random guy out of nowhere, 4th round. He's already one of the top 2019 point producers in this season's worth of play. He is the top rookie in points so far, outscoring the likes of Power, Beniers, Slafkovsky, Shane Wright, dare I say. But I think everybody's kind of outscoring Shane Wright, so we'll exclude him from this discourse for now. But Todd of the Cons, either way, your thoughts about Matias Maccelli, the random guy from Finland, 4th round player who was absolutely dominant in the AHL last season, showing off to everybody that the Arizona Coyotes have a few tricks up their sleeves when it comes to these rookie players. Michael Bunting was the guy a few years ago, no, not a few years ago, it was literally last season, what am I talking about, who had so many years of up and down action in the NHL and the AHL that he was eligible to winning the Calder even though he's got like 3 great-grandchildren on the way. Okay, that was an exaggeration, I was joking. But for Maccelli, he only played 23 games last season, which is why this season he counts as a rookie. He's eligible for the Calder, and he's looking pretty good in the process. I mean, number 1 in the league in rookie points, number 1 in the league in rookie assists too. That's pretty good. As long as this guy's able to go out there and keep on doing his thing, I'm all for it. Todd of the Cons, your thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this Juraj 9, and bye.